Happy Sat Stacking Saturday. Welcome to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, we'll be discussing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis and how low the likely Bitcoin price will go from here. Almost 94% of the total Bitcoin supply has now been issued. Digital scarcity at its finest. Also, Max Keiser shuts down rumors of the CIA being the creator of Bitcoin, says it's false, and he reveals who he believes is the inventor and Satoshi himself. I'll be sharing this with you. We'll also be discussing the Stablecoin Market Cap rises in July for the 10th consecutive month, hitting the highest point since April of 2022. I'll be breaking down this latest data, as well as former NBA player RWA Project accused of a $330,000 rug pull. Guess who warned you? As soon as I saw Scottie Pippen shilling some projects that wasn't Bitcoin, claiming he had a dream with Satoshi, I told you guys on X, be very weary, only buy the Bitcoin, not these coins these NBA players want you to buy. But we'll be discussing this here today, as well as 2,200 letters of support for Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill sent to the U.S. senators. This is in response to Cynthia Lummis's bill she introduced July 31st, which would direct the U.S. government to start a reserve of a Bitcoin fund. And speaking of a Bitcoin fund, Trump floats paying off $35 trillion national debt using Bitcoin. I'll give you Max Keiser's response to this, as well as MicroStrategy stock set to gain 30% if Bitcoin hits $150,000 in 2025. And as you know, Michael Saylor just announced purchasing another $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. We'll also be discussing a very bullish $178,000 Bitcoin price target in play, according to this crypto analyst. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. If you're new to the channel, very important to smash the likes, hit the subscribe button, then hit the bell icon to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. This is pod episode number 1720. I'm your host, JV. It's August 3rd, 2024. Happy Sat Stacking Saturday. Let's kick it off as we do each and every day with our market watch. We'll also be pulling up some of the live charts here in a bit. As you can see, the correction continues. All financial markets have been plummeting. So in the grand scheme of things, Bitcoin's down less than 4%. It's been maintaining above the 60,000. Major psychological support. If we break below 60, the next likely target is going to be the CME futures gap sitting at 58,600. But anyways, here's Coin360. Should be pulling up here on your screen. You should be able to see this. You can see Bitcoin down 4% on the day. We have Ether down 4%, Solana down 8%, XRP down 4%, Cardano down 4%. Virtually everything minus Tron in the top cryptos correcting and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits at 2.14 trillion. Such a nascent market, isn't it? And the Bitcoin market cap's only $1.1 trillion dollars. We have about 77.5 billion worth of volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance back on the climb at 55.8%. Ether dominant 16.3%. And yes, this is caffeinated JV. I am back. Tron is only up 1%. And there's a couple of other very modest gainers up less than 1% because over 90% of the market correcting and in the red. If there's any alts you're bullish on, holla at your boy and let me know, and don't be a stranger, please. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the day, 97% of the market correcting. Rec City in the blood red. And zooming out on the monthly, more of a broader perspective, it's like maybe 85% of the market bleeding and in the red. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, today we're back down in fear, all the way down to a 37, yesterday at 57, last week at 72, and last month at 44. This metric we like to keep an eye on because the lower this number goes when we hit extreme fear, the more likely of a big pump, and vice versa. When we hit a high number in extreme greed, there's a likelihood of a dump. So there you go, yo. Let's dive into a little Bitcoin TA, a little astrology for the broskies. And yeah, let's kick it right here. Bitcoin price slumps to now 60,000 as the Bitcoin bulls bet on the M2 money supply. And I also want to point this out that almost 94% of the total Bitcoin supply has been issued. Digital scarcity at its finest. There isn't any other form of money or asset that has a finite limited supply programmed into the code, just like Bitcoin, making it the most scarce asset not to be F with Just FYI, and if you don't know now, you know. And as Max pointed out here, actually, I'll cover that in a little bit, the Satoshi, who's the Satoshi mystery. But anyways, as we can see here on the 4-hour chart, Bitcoin sought to reclaim 62 on August 3rd, and currently we're barely sitting above 60,000 at the time of this live stream. TradingView showed a 3% Bitcoin price rebound taking shape after fresh multi-week lows of 60,400. On Bitstamp, these accompanied a grim day for stocks worldwide, with the Nikkei 6% drop, setting the scene for more losses on Wall Street. U.S. employment data, which fell far short of expectations, exacerbated the sense of panic. Bitcoin itself lost nearly 5 Gs, giving up several key support lines, including the short-term hodler cost basis. Liquidations mounted as a result, with data from monitoring resource CoinGlass putting the total crypto longs wiped out at 230 million for both August 1st and the 2nd. Quoting analyst Mikhail Van de Popp, the yields are falling off a cliff in the U.S. markets as the job reports came in astonishingly bad. Slight panic across the board as the markets are pricing in a substantial recession for the United States. Van de Popp argued that the recent events had likely cemented the likelihood of the Fed cutting interest rates, a key bullish catalyst for crypto and risk assets as its next meeting in September. Quoting him again, one thing is for certain, rate cuts for September are confirmed. This is according to the Kabisi letter. They also say yesterday the discussion was whether a September rate cut was coming or not. Today the discussion is whether the rate cut will be 25 basis points or 50. And data from CME Group's FedWatch tool put the market odds of a smaller 0.25% cut at 78% on the day. Meanwhile, bullish perspectives on Bitcoin remained in play despite this market shock. We have Jeff Ross, founder of hedge fund Valshire Partners, suggesting the rise in global liquidity would buoy the Bitcoin price action moving forward. He shared this chart you can see on your screen comparing the global M2 money supply and the latter's 50-week and 200-week simple moving averages. Quoting him here, a reverse head and shoulders forming for the biddy in the setting of increasing global M2 money supply would be uber bullish from a combined TA and liquidity perspective. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analysts. And we also have Dan Crypto Trades, who shared, we have been seeing lower lows and lower highs as the range has been going on. Key levels remain 59,000 and 74,000 for the lows and the highs. And again, keep in mind, we have a CME gap just under 59 at 58.6, which has a very strong probability of closing considering we're so close. Now, as Max pointed out here, someone tweeted, it was Tim Pool, that the CIA invented Bitcoin. Max just boldly said straight up, false. It's this, and it shows you a breakdown of reading the symbols, like if they were letters and you take the first two symbols, H and then A, L. He's ultimately saying it's Hal Finney. Hal Finney is giving credit, making the very first Bitcoin transaction. Correct me if I'm wrong. And he did pass away, I believe, from cancer a very long time ago. So rest in peace, Hal Finney. So if Max is right and Hal Finney is really Satoshi Nakamoto, then it means he's no longer with us and can never move that 1.1 million approximate Bitcoins that he is accredited with having across all of his wallets. So that's another 1.1 million stagnant Bitcoin that will never be moved, making the asset that much more scarce. And then someone wrote here, I thought it was disproved that Hal was Satoshi. Hal was running a marathon when Satoshi made one of his posts. And then someone wrote, Tim Pool does this kind of thing to bait people. And Max Kaiser, if you look on his wall, he has a bunch more quotes about this. And some people are saying it's Nick Zappo. There's some speculation there. There's also speculation it could be the guy who created what's it called? Hashcash, who is Adam Back, another early OG cypherpunk from that era. So it's a mystery, but let me know your thoughts. Who do you feel likely is Satoshi Nakamoto? Now let's pull up some of the live chart action. Jackson. This is brought to you by TradingView via Coinbase, live and in the flesh right now. We got Bitcoin sitting just above 60,500. We're about to see if 60,000 holds strong. So far, so good. We're going to zoom in from here and we're going to check out the 1 week, which is the most bullish chart in Bitcoin. We still have that bullish flag with a cup and handle breakout sitting at just shy of $126,000 per coin. Again, this is the 1 week live chart brought to you by TradingView. And we're going to zoom in a little more from here. Here's the 1 day chart. You can see we had that huge big red candle just yesterday. It's forming another big red candle today. Prior to this week's correction, we did have a very bullish past couple of weeks, 2 weekend pumps back to back, and this is a corrective weekend here, family. And zooming in a little more, this is again the 1 day. Let's check out the 4 hour, and then we'll check out the 1 hour. Get a little different look. We do have a target on the 4 hour sitting all the way at 54,000. We'll see how we perform. The last candle here was clearly green after 2 big red downwards candles. And let's just check out the 1 hour. Again, live and in the flesh right now. You can see on the 1 hour, we do got a green candle. Nice little bounce back after testing 60,000. So we did hold at 60, but we'll see where we go from here. And also consider we do have a downwards target at $55,980 here on the 1 hour chart. So there you have it. Anyways, we just finished the TA. We got a lot more to share. So let's dive into our next story of the day. Discuss the latest with these stable coins. Headline reads, Stablecoin Market Cap rises in July for the 10th consecutive month, hitting highest point since April 2022. That's right. The platform CCC data notes in a new report, the Stablecoin Market Cap rose 2% the last month, the 10th consecutive end-of-month market cap increase for the sector. Quoting the report, this is the highest monthly rise in the Stablecoin Market Cap since April, suggesting inflow of new capital into the markets as reflected by the positive price action of digital assets in July. The Stablecoin Market Cap is now at the highest price point since April 2022. July's increase materialized despite a 1.5% dip of the market cap of European stables, which fell for the 7th consecutive month. Regarding stablecoins that aim to maintain a one-to-one peg with the US dollar, USDC's market cap surged 33 billion, an increase of 5%. USDC is the second-ranked stablecoin by market cap. The top stablecoin and the best, Tether USDT, witnessed more modest gains in July, increasing 1.6% to the market cap of 114 billion. So when it comes to stablecoins, there is no second best. Despite the increase of the market cap, stablecoin trading volume fell for the 4th consecutive month, dropping by 8% to 795 billion as of July 25th, according to CC data. The data firm notes that the volumes are currently trending higher. However, attributing the rise to the recent launch of the spot Ether ETF and last week's Bitcoin conference. So there you have it. But then next story of the day, we got a lot to cover. So yeah, the other day, Scottie Pippen made a very cringe post. He's like, and I'm paraphrasing what his post said, first of all. His post said something like, I just had a dream. Satoshi appeared in my dream and he told everyone to buy this coin. And it's not Bitcoin he was pumping. It's some shit coin that has already rugged. And I warned everybody. I reposted it and said, Satoshi would only recommend you buy Bitcoin. Please don't buy this whatever garbage Scottie Pippen is promoting. I said, don't pump Scottie Pippen coin or whatever the hell it is. And but anyways, I digress. Here's the headline. Ball crypto scam. Former NBA players RWA project accused of a $330,000 rug pull. Sad, right? Former NBA player Scottie Pippen launched the Game 5 Ball project, a real-world asset project to tokenize the legendary 1991 Game 5 champ ball. After the launch, Pippen and the project were accused of rugging over 100 Ether and being involved in other crypto scams. Now, Game 5 Ball team claims an alleged attack is responsible for the incident. How many times have we heard this story? Deja vu. Every mother frickin' celebrity influencer, don't matter if you're a professional athlete in Hollywood, whatever, every single project they promote that is not Bitcoin gets rugged. So stop being scammed just because you trust these false idols, family. I can't tell you that enough. One thing's for certain, I highly doubt Michael Jordan will ever scam you by launching his own token. I'll leave it at that. But anyways, basketball legend Scottie Pippen recently announced the launch of his Game 5 Ball. The crypto project aims to bring the iconic piece of sports history to the blockchain for the first time and preserve the Ball's legacy, which marked the start of the Bulls dynasty driven by the community. The announcement received mixed reactions, with some crypto investors sharing their excitement. A community member supported the basketball player's efforts to tokenize iconic sports memorabilia, but asked Pippen to do things the right way. Others praised the project's goals and offer suggestions successful for a launch and continuous support from investors. Meanwhile, many crypto members considered the project would be another celebrity scam. That's me. I warned you guys right away. As soon as I saw him promoting it, I knew it was a scam, because every single coin that any celebrity promotes is 100% of the time a scam. Can you figure that out? Anything besides Bitcoin that celebrities promote is 100% of the time scam. They're scamming you. They just want your Bitcoin. Anyways, despite the reception, the GameFi Ball token Ball was launched on August 1st. The project was surrounded by controversy after its price plummeted 96% quickly after launching. Go figure. I'm shocked. Not. Online reports revealed the drop was due to the team withdrawing 103 ETH. Not surprised. They rugged it, worth around $330,000 from the project wallet. The reports claim the team had launched 1 hour before the launch and sniped the tokens. Crypto investors quickly shared the news and warned others about the alleged rug pull, seemingly resulting in the team trying to rebuy after so much negativity. GameFi Ball developers claim to have effed up. And the investors are in the Wild West during a live on the project's Telegram group chat. And following the accusations, crypto sleuth Zach XBT unveiled that the deployer wallet for Ball had suspicious ties to an abandoned NFT project called Little Hippo. What can go wrong with Little Hippo and a little bit of the Mr. Mo? Just saying, yo. Additionally, Zach shared that the former NBA player was linked to an NFT scam from 2022. Not surprised. According to the reports, Pippin previously launched an NFT collection on OpenSea, offered the chance for 33 holders to win a pair of physical sneakers. However, the project was abandoned. Not surprised. Before the shoes were even shipped. Very sad. However, Mr. Mo replied to the blockchain detective and claimed that the GameFi Ball had a hiccup on the launch. But that the team was working on resolving the issues. Sure you are. Okay, whatever you guys say. Oh, we didn't mean to do the rug pull. We apologize. We got everything under control. Almost sounds like JPal and all those fraudsters from the U.S. government saying, we got inflation under control. We're doing great. No need to worry about the dollar. It's never been stronger. Biden, thank you for saving our economy. All praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I digress. Again, you got caffeinated, JV. So what are you going to do? But anyways, welcome everyone to the stream. Next story of the day, we discussed the Scottie Pippen rug pull. And again, just as a reminder, if you're new to crypto, any influencer coins, stay away from them 100% of the time. They're scams and everyone gets scammed in the end 100% of the time. But I digress. Let's move on to our next story of the day. Big news regarding 2,200 letters of support for Bitcoin strategic reserve bill sent to U.S. senators. They not like us. But anyways, yeah, over 2,200 letters were sent to U.S. senators in 48 hours, urging them to co-sponsor and support Cynthia Lummis's newly proposed strategic Bitcoin reserve bill. Lummis expressed gratitude for the support given to the strategic Bitcoin reserve bill. We also have Dennis Porter, founder of the Satoshi Action Fund, said the Democratic Party senators received 1,333 letters. Republican Party senators received 850, and independents received 41. This bipartisan outreach demonstrates the interest in the biddy and its potential strategic value, crossing political and ideological lines, as reported by Dennis Porter. Shout out Dennis Porter for sharing. And Lummis, prominent advocate for the crypto industry, introduced the Bitcoin Strategic Bill on July 31st. The bill aims to establish a national reserve for the Bitty and position the U.S. as the leader in the adoption and secure management of the world's first cryptocurrency. The proposed legislation would direct the U.S. government to create a decentralized network of secure Bitcoin vaults managed by the U.S. Treasury, ensuring strict cyber and physical security measures. Now, Lummis's proposal includes ambitious goals such as accumulating 1 million of the Bitcoin supply, which is 5% of the total BTC supply. This bill suggests using existing U.S. Treasury funds to purchase the Bitty, similar to the Treasury's gold allocation. This strategy aims to bolster the country's financial reserves with a decentralized scarce asset, providing an alternative to traditional financial instruments. The establishment of a strategic Bitcoin reserve could have significant implications for both the U.S. and the global crypto market, with the U.S. effectively signaling its recognition of Bitcoin's value. This move could also spur other nations around the world to consider similar moves, creating massive demand for the Bitcoin worldwide. We also have independent presidential candidate RFK Jr. and Republican nominee Mr. Trump, who have made similar pledges to establish U.S. Bitcoin reserve if elected president. So there you go. A 1 million Bitcoin strategic reserve. Send it. Shout out Mr. Corvette. Greatly appreciate the Bitcoin Orange Super. Thank you, family. Congratulations are in order to the following folk who just got gifted with a MicroStrategy membership of the channel. We got Ricky Norwood. Salute, family. Welcome to the Micro Strategy. Shout out Kevin Smith. Shout out Ryan Nelson. Shout out MJ. Shout out Gilio. And shout out, is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that is 5. So there you go. 5 memberships gifted. But wait, we're going to give another 5. Let's do it. So here we have it. 5 more memberships were just gifted. Congratulations, everyone who just got hooked up. All members have green names. You'll notice with a badge of a star next to the name. And it's like a loyalty badge. So every month it changes colors to show your support. I appreciate it. So shout out Chili Rainbow. Shout out That Calloused Asian. Shout out Frank Roca. Shout out Raul Fibonacci and Leroy McCoy. You've all been hooked up with the MicroStrategy membership of the channel on behalf of Crypto News Alerts. And again, I do this every month. I intended to do it yesterday and completely forgot and left you guys hanging. So my apologies, but I'm glad I got to do it today. Thank you, JC, for the reminder, and welcome all the new members. You guys are amazing. Shout out Mr. Corvette. That's a very kind super of you. You are far the best. Love your channel, even though I am not a Trump dude, XOXO. All respect. This channel is not political whatsoever. What brings us all together in 100% honesty is Bitcoin. That's what we all share. We all love Bitcoin, and we want to orange pill more people to Bitcoin. We want to bring people together on the love of Bitcoin and the love for humanity. We don't want to divide people, and oftentimes that's precisely what politics is designed to do. Divide the masses, divide and conquer. But you already know that. Shout out Mark Wardlaw. He just gifted 5 memberships. It's called Paying It Forward. I'm loving it. Shout out Skepticide Gritch. Shout out Jacob Terillion. Shout out Real Boss Man. Shout out Stefan L. And shout out T Will Line Man for the hire. You've just been blessed. That's now 15 memberships gifted. I know the YouTube algorithm's got to respect that. So take that, Tube. I'm a Bitcoin dude. Me too. I'm a Bitcoin dude too. 69G. Bitcoin dude, eh? If you feel what I'm saying, Chandy. Shout out Chandy, the gift that keeps on giving. My Bitcoin orange, love to the moon soon, eh? 100%. And speaking to the moon soon, eh? 69Gs. Let's go.
Day up 69, pump a pill, we're on the brink, we're feeling sexy, 69G heat.
Next story of the day, we discussed the Bitcoin bill from Cynthia Lummis. Now let's discuss the latest with Trump and the Bitcoin. And then I'll be sharing a very bullish $178,000 target for September, which would be next month. Could you imagine Bitcoin hitting 178 Gs next month? Stay tuned. We're going to discuss it and then dive into some live Q&A. But next story is right here. Trump floats paying off $35 trillion national debt using the Biddy. Now, Max Kaiser actually responded to this story. He put, Trump dangerously lumps Bitcoin, crypto, stablecoins such as USDT, USDC, and by extension ETFs together. This is profoundly wrong. Trump and others also talk about backing the US dollar with Bitcoin. I think he's referring to RFK Jr. as the others. This is regrettable and very stupid. It won't make the US dollar any less toxic as an instrument of a rogue, hegemonic monetary dictatorship that continues pillaging global resources, engages in wars of inconvenience, and celebrates moral decay and indecency as virtue. Fortunately, the U.S. and the U.S. dollar is a self-euthanizing via typical end of empire follies. I don't know this particular word. But as many have warned, Bitcoin ETFs and USD stablecoins are not the Biddy. When the fiat world crumbles, it will take these Franken Bitcoins with them. All these Franken Bitcoins. Self-custody, actual Bitcoin. Be your own sovereign. So there you have it. And that was off the back of this interview with Trump. So let's dive a little deeper into what Trump shared in this particular interview just recently. I believe it went live yesterday. In the interview with Maria Bartiromo of Fox News, Republican Party 2024 presidential election nominee, praised the crypto industry and reiterated his stance that if America does not innovate on the digital asset front, other countries will. The former president then hinted at the role the Bitcoin could play with settling the U.S. national debt, quoting Trump here. Who knows? Maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion national debt. Hand them a little crypto check, right? We'll hand them a little Bitcoin and wipe away our 35 trillion. He literally said that. Let me know if you guys watched the interview. Trump's statement is a nod to the power of the supply capped asset to absorb and transmute US dollar inflation into a new system founded on sound money and blockchain tech. So as the US government continues to devalue the dollar by printing more currency, but they have inflation under control. To service previous outstanding debts, the price of the Bitcoin continues to rise relative to the fiat currency. And so to put the ever-growing 35 trillion debt into perspective, it took roughly 200 years for the U.S. national debt to cross the 1 trillion mark. Yet today, that same amount is being added to the U.S. national debt approximately every 3 months. Every 90 days, just another trillion. Crazy, right? During the month of June, roughly 76% of all the income tax revenue went to pay the interest on that debt. So how does that make you feel knowing that 76% of all the income tax revenue pays off this unpayable debt? Crazy, right? Making interest payments one of the highest line items in the U.S. fiscal budget. Now, Bitcoin can solve the problem by siphoning the value from the current U.S. dollar system into the supply cap digital asset, averting a full-blown currency collapse reminiscent of the Weimar Republic in the early 20th century. And as independent president candidate RFK Jr. recently stated in an interview, establishing a Bitcoin reserve could help the government pay off its national debt as the underlying Bitcoin continues to appreciate in value. And as I just shared previously, we also have Senator Cynthia Lummis, who introduced a bill to establish a Bitcoin strategic reserve in the U.S. to counteract the harmful effects of rampant monetary printing and to preserve the financial dominance of the U.S. in the global markets. In trade, the Wyoming senator has set a goal for the U.S. Treasury to acquire 5% of the Bitcoin total supply, holding the scarce decentralized asset for at least 20 years as a bulwark against monetary devaluation by the Federal Reserve and poor fiscal policy. So there you have it. But without further ado, let's dive into our feature story of the day. A crypto analyst projects Bitcoin hitting $178,000 by next month in September, as well as here's the latest with MicroStrategy stock set to gain 30%. And Bitcoin hits $150,000, according to another analyst. So let's break this baby down, shall we? And let's start with this headline, and then we'll dive into this tweet from Titan of Crypto suggesting 178,000 Bitcoin target. Still in play, baby. So yeah, here we go, eh? Shares of MicroStrategy are set for 30% gains if Bitcoin climbs to 150 Gs, baby, by the end of 2025. According to an August 2nd analyst report, the stock could reach $2,150 per share if MicroStrategy sustains the Bitcoin buying spree started by Giga Chad Michael Saylor in 2020, making MicroStrategy the first publicly traded company to put the biddy on the balance sheet. You feel me? Quoting them here, Mark Palmer, that is. Our valuation assumes that MicroStrategy will continue to aggressively accumulate the biddy during the next 1.5 years, and the Bitcoin price will reach $150,000 by the end of 2025. Let me know if you agree. And on August 1st, their earnings call, MicroStrategy doubled down on Bitcoin buying by committing to a unique performance metric, the Bitcoin yield. That's right. The Bitcoin yield measures the ratio of the biddy holdings to outstanding shares and effectively sets the BTC per share as the lodestar for corporate performance. The idea is to demonstrate the efficacy of the Bitcoin acquisition strategy and use of intelligent leverage. And while MicroStrategy's approach had plenty of detractors, management has responded to the criticism by pointing to the scoreboard. That's right, numbers don't lie. Check the scoreboard. Since the company adopted its Bitcoin acquisition strategy back on August 10th of 2020, the company's stock has appreciated over 1,200%. The scoreboard don't lie. You know what I mean? MicroStrategy greatly outperformed both Bitcoin and stocks during the time frame. The benchmark buy rating is based on a sum of the parts analysis that combines, number one, our estimate of the year and 2025 value of the company's Bitcoin holdings, and number two, our estimate of the year-end 2025 value of its enterprise software business in which MicroStrategy is. MicroStrategy traded down some 10% since its investor call after posting losses of $5.74 per share, driven by declining revenue in its core enterprise software business. And despite the weak quarter, MicroStrategy still scooped up 12,222 biddies for 805 milli, as he just announced, or around 65,800 per coin, and financed from cash flows as well as proceeds from equity and debt financings. It now owns a stockpile of 226,500 Bitcoin, worth almost $15 billion at the current prices. And as I shared earlier, MicroStrategy/Sailor also just recently announced doing another convertible notes deal to purchase another $2 billion worth of Bitcoin to go on top of that. And you know Michael Saylor is loving this 60,000 price action. Now, another analyst, Titan of Crypto, shared Bitcoin 178,000 target still in play. The more I look at it, the more Bitcoin seems to be forming a bull pennant formation on the monthly. If the pattern plays out, September could be the time for the breakout with a target of $178,000 per biddy, as outlined here in this chart. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the bull pennant from the analyst, and that we can realistically see 178,000 as soon as September of next year. And welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live show. I'm going to be reading all your comments out loud. Let me know your thoughts on your price projections, family. We just broke 60,000, a major psychological support. Again, we have a CME futures gap sitting a little south of the current price action, sitting at 58.6. So we're only $1,300 away from closing that futures gap. More than likely, we're going to close it. Now that 60,000 has broken, just FYI. But what will the bottom be? Let me know, family. You'll notice a live poll up in the YouTube chat.